questions.
But thank y'all, all y'all that decided to come. My name's Jessica Ross. I'm the program manager for the MIPPA program in Senior RX and ADRC. Never met me before. I decided for sort of MIPPA training, because y'all are trained in really like the meat and potatoes of the work that y'all do. I don't need to teach y'all how to counsel people or how to do outreach. So what I wanted to do is give y'all a tool that will make it easier to do those interactions with your clients, especially when you're getting asked questions on the fly and you don't necessarily know what the right answer is and you don't know where to go to get the information. So I created something called MIPPAGPT, and if you've ever used ChatGPT before, it works exactly the same way, except for we aren't just going off of like global knowledge on the internet. All of the sources that it's going to pull from are official CMS, ACL, state law, federal law, Medicare rules and regulations, and like all the most up-to-date information, so that when rules change, you can ask it the question and be confident that the answer that it's giving you is correct. You can access MIPPAGPT by going to goeala.org/MIPPAGPT. I'm going to send y'all all this with the links and the QR code also, so you don't have to memorize it. Welcome. No, you're fine. And just to kind of give you an overview, I'll tell you what MIPPAGPT is. I will kind of walk you through how to use it and some case examples of how you could use it, and then I'll actually demonstrate for you using MIPPAGPT so you can see what it looks like live when you ask it a question and what it gives you. None of this costs anything. You can either have your own account to use MIPPAGPT, or I've created like a public account for all of y'all in MIPPA to use, and the username and password is going to be at the end of this. But when you go to it the first time, it's going to ask you to sign in. You can use your own email and create an account. It's totally free, and you'll have the same access as the main account, but the main account is going to log everything. So if you have a question that you don't necessarily want anyone else in the MIPPA universe to see, I would create an account because nobody can see it but you. So if you aren't super familiar with ChatGPT, and I know that all of y'all have heard about artificial intelligence and aren't sure how it works, but it's a technology that allows computers to simulate human thinking. Instead of searching the internet manually or reading through long policy documents, it can process, summarize, and deliver relevant information based on your question. So it is looking at the language of your question and sort of matching it to all of the language that's in any source that is linked to this to find the answer. So it's not really sort of cognizant artificial intelligence. It's completely language based. The quality of what you get from it is 100% on what you ask it. So kind of garbage in, garbage out. The more detailed a question you give it, with like the more like prompts within your prompt, the better the answers it'll give you. And it will give you answers and kind of chat with you along the way. Like, do you like this? Do you want me to put this in Word? Do you want me to put this in PowerPoint? And you can say, I don't like it. I want it to sound more professional. I want it to be that a fifth grader can read it. And it will go and do all that for you. So you really can just talk to it like you would, someone that was sort of doing customer service for you, answering those same questions. So it's a smart assistant that will read through Medicare policies, outreach guides, and official resources for you, then deliver the exact answer you need in seconds. It's a specialized custom GPT designed just for y'all. Like I said, it pulls from all the official sources, including all of the ship help sources, and that includes everything with stars. So if you don't, So it's just web-based. Yeah. So like you can actually download the app to your computer and then just link from MIPPAGPT. But I think it's easy in the web portal.
You want to send us a link?
I am. And I'll tell you what it is before. It's GOEALA. .org /MIPPAGPT. Oh yeah. I forgot that y'all have it. So yeah, both the name and the public username and password are going to be on the slides. And yeah, I just save it as a bookmark, and whenever I start typing in MIPPAGPT, it finds it for me and pulls it up. But so the other thing that we'll answer is any STARS related questions. If you don't know how to report something, where to report it, you're getting an error message, anything like that, you can say, I'm putting a beneficiary contact in, it's giving me a no MIPPA category error, how do I fix it? It will write out the instructions for you to fix it and sort of like walk you through that. And as they add more functionality to STARS, it will automatically get added to the GPT. Same thing kind of with any of our policy documents. They are also linked in here. So if it's, does GOEA allow me to spend the money that I earned in MIPPA on X, it will answer to you using our like GOEA policy and procedure and kind of give you the sites for that. So just basic how it works is really simple. And I'm going to show you when I pull up the actual page. I mean, there's a box at the bottom. You enter a question. It doesn't have to be worded perfectly. And like I said, the more detail you give it, the better. A lot of things that I like to specify are the tone of what it's giving me, the education or reading level of who I want to give it to, and the format that I want it in. So if I wanted MIPPAGPT to create outreach flyers for an enrollment assistance event that I'm having, I'll tell it everything that I want in the flyer and say, design me a flyer in Word or PDF that, has this time, says this, can fit on one page, and it will design the whole thing for you. Just download it.
How did you find this? I mean, did you create
I've created it.
Fabulous.
So, I won't take really any more credit than I'm due because it's really all powered by ChatGPT. I mean, I just pulled in all of the sources and told it like what to look at. As you use it, the more you use it, sort of like the smarter it gets with understanding what kind of tone you like, understanding like the length typically that you like answers to be. So anytime it's asking you, do you like this, does this answer your question, always answer it one way or another because it'll make the next question you ask, more and more general. So, MIPPAGPT is what's called a custom GPT. So I take basically the machinery of GPT, but then designed it just for MIPPA purposes. So, as long as I go in there's some things that are going to update automatically, like your Medicare policies, Medicaid policies, stuff like that, because I have it sort of hard linked to CMS. Anytime they come out with something new, it's going to add it to the database and sort of update it. And then things that aren't sort of official, like our policies, ship help documents, any of that, I go in about once a week and sort of re-download everything and re-upload it so that it stays current. And like I said, it includes official documents from CMS, ACL, Medicare, Medicaid, Louisiana Department of Health, GOEA, and others that are continually and constantly updated, including the Department of Insurance. So if any of y'all are ship providers to the Department of Insurance, their documents will also be included. I created MIPPAGPT because I feel like it will save y'all time with just the amount of information that you get to just go on the internet and find the rule, you're not going to have to read through, a 267-page policy document to answer somebody that's on the phone asking you right now if they have a special enrollment period. The information is also, because it's official, instead of when you search on the internet and you're going to get what the internet has, and we all know how it's true because it's on the internet works. But you will know that even if, let's say, the answer isn't exactly what you were looking for, it is not just sort of giving you what anybody out there has posted on the internet and what they think. And it's super easy to use. Like I said, I'm going to demo for y'all. It's always updated. You can access it anywhere, from your phone, from your tablet, from your laptop. As long as you have internet, that's all you need. You can go to the link. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to have any extra software. As long as you have an internet connection, you are good to go. You can also, like, let's say you asked it questions and you're going to talk to seniors about enrollment assistance or dual eligibility, and you want to be able to pull that answer up when you're, standing in front of them. You can set it to offline available and pull it up even if you don't have an internet signal on the device when you're trying to reuse it. So this is the, like I said, when you go to the link the first time, it's going to ask you to sign in. If you want to create your own account, it is just an email address and you create the password, and that's it. There's no charge, there's no nothing. I mean, I do most of mine with my my Gmail address because I don't have to remember the password or anything. It should stay signed in for you as long as you go back to it within 2 weeks. Once you've signed in, it will just go to the question screen as soon as you go to the link. And if you don't feel like creating an account, you can use MIPPAGPT@gmail.com, and the password is capital L Louisiana 2025.
What are the pros and cons of creating your own or using yours?
So the sort of like public account, number one, like whenever you ask it anything, sort of each question string becomes like a saved task. So I can see the entire history of when I've gone to MIPPAGPT, click on every question, it'll show me everything that it did. If you have, for example, someone come in and you don't feel comfortable asking a question, you're not going to put their personal identifying information in there anyway, but let's just say you don't want everyone to be able to see your question and answer, then create your own account, and the only person that will have access to it is you, obviously. I think it's actually super helpful for y'all to see other people's questions that they have without, me sending out every question that I get. But, there's a lot of times when I will get the same exact question from multiple people at the same time. And, you can go to MIPPAGPT and see, 3 people have already asked that. And I can see, like, what answers they thought were good and what they chose. And then, you can also pick up any one of those and start typing at the bottom, like, okay, I see that you did a special enrollment period for that other person. I have a client with these facts. Do they qualify for a special enrollment period? And it will pick up exactly where they left off and use, it really is like having a conversation with a computer. So you go to the link, sign in either with your account or MIPPAGPT@gmail, type a question in the chat box and hit enter, review the responses that it gives you, downloading when appropriate. So if you ask it to put something in Word, PDF, PowerPoint, Excel, like I will tell you, making corrections to like massive Excel documents when like I did it for a bunch of y'all's board rosters, because I can just tell it I have a new board member that is replacing such and such, and it redoes the sheet for me. I download it and move on, and continue with follow-up questions after it gives you an answer if needed. The quality of what it gives you is 100% in how clear, detailed, and sort of directed your prompt is. The question that you put in the box, that's called a prompt. So I'm going to send y'all after the presentation, I have a whole bunch of like sample ideal prompts that you can see kind of what will help make a better prompt and more detailed, because a lot of times you don't really want to have to think about like, how do I ask this? But if you don't feel like thinking about it at all, you would literally ask just like you ask a human being that's across from you. And I said, be specific, use full sentences if possible. They understand natural language, so even if you don't, it's going to understand what you ask. Just write the way that you would ask a colleague. You can also have it like summarize things. So if you're like, summarize the rules for LIS or extra help and who qualifies when, and it will create a summary for you, and you can say, I want it to be a page long so that I can print it and hand it to clients, and it will do that for you. If the response that you get isn't quite right, what I do is I tell it what was wrong, what I didn't like about it, and say, this is what I'm really looking for. It will go back, reevaluate the question, and give you just like a person, tell them that's not really what I'm asking. Like, this is exactly what I want, and it will kind of correct it for you. So just in terms of like how you can use it specifically for like MIPPA service units, and these are just sort of sample questions like, can you generate an outreach flyer for a Medicare enrollment event in Word and Adobe for me to download? Create a Facebook post encouraging seniors to enroll in Medicare savings programs. What benefits do dual eligible clients receive, and how can I decide if it's right for me in Louisiana? Who do I contact to apply? What documentation do I need? Now, MIPPAGPT may prompt you after your question to give it additional details, because it might need to know a little bit more about the client that you're considering to give you the best answer. The great thing is like, with this one I asked it for, who do I need to contact? Where do I need to go? What do I need to know? It will do all of that for you with giving you the link and the contact information for where you need to go, link you to the application for whatever it is, and sort of give you as far as it can go in next steps to where you can immediately sort of take action on that task. So what I will do is actually show y'all what it looks like in real time to do it. So when you go to MIPPAGPT, this is what it looks like. It opens and it's just a blank white screen with this box is where you put your question. You can even ask it the question like via your voice. If you hit this little button right here and you speak the question in, that's especially helpful if you're doing it on your phone or your iPad. You can also upload things, like I said. So if I had an Excel budget and like I needed to add $20,000 to it and have it kind of change everything where it needed to be changed, I can ask it the question and you'll do upload from computer. It takes Excel, Word, PowerPoint, all the Microsoft Office documents, Adobe, pictures, screen captures. I'm trying to think of anything that I haven't seen it be willing to take, and if necessary, it will recreate you a new one. But if you're just like, look, I already typed all of this person's information in, so like I just want it to consider her data and tell me what additional savings program the person qualifies for, you can just copy and paste the screen with their data on it. It will read through it and then make recommendations based on the data in what you send it. So, and I'll show you, it is So I typed in, I heard there's programs to help pay for Medicare premiums. Do I qualify? And you hit the little up area, and you'll see that it will immediately start answering it for me. And if you look at the right, these are all of our already asked questions. As long as there's a square box at the bottom right here, it is working. So it is thinking it will. And there we go. So this one is like, it's giving you, and I'm just going to choose one of them, 2 responses, and it'll say which one, internet connection's so slow. I'm going to go to it already done. So, So what I've already done is sort of screen recorded me going through each one of these examples, and if you see the little QR code that's right there on each one of those, that will take you to a screen recording of me putting in the question, it giving the answer, and this is, so when I put in, could you give me ideas for potential exhibits we could set up at a local senior health fair to advertise our MIPPA services to local seniors? And it said here are some engaging and informative exhibit ideas. A Medicare checkup station, Save More with Medicare game wheel, Medicare Mythbusters table, and digital literacy for Medicare enrollment. If I really liked any one of those, I could say, oh, I love Medicare Mythbusters table. Will you draft the script for whatever I need to make this happen, and give me step by step of to execute what y'all have put there. If you don't like any of those, you could say, oh, those sound good, but I'm really looking for something that only one person can do, that doesn't take a projector and a computer, that seniors can take home in a handout format, and it will re-answer it for you. So for media outreach and education, it's really great at drafting social media posts for you. So when I said I would like to draft a social media post to notify seniors about the start of open enrollment and let them know that we will be holding an enrollment fair, can you draft a social media post that will be appropriate for Twitter, Facebook, and text message? And it gives you each of those. So this is the sort of model Twitter post, and it will have in there, I put, example senior center, but wherever it's sort of a variable, and you can go back and say, oh, the name of where the location is this, the date and time is this, it will redraft it for you so you're not having to go in there and edit. But you can actually edit any of the responses in real time before you copy and paste it somewhere, or have it, like if you want it to generate a Word document, but there are things in the answer that are not correct, you can actually go in and edit their answer and then say, create a Word document, or copy and paste it to your Word document, or wherever you want to execute that. This was an example of STAR's technical assistance that you want to report the social media post in the previous example into STARS and don't know where to report it. So it's giving me step by step of where I would report that that unit, what exactly needs to be filled out, which fields are required, what fields are optional, and for some of them will give you potential errors and how to avoid those. Along with just the MIPPAGPT itself, like I said, I've done screen record video demos of me using it for all kinds of things like that I could think of that would be helpful for y'all. And the link is actually, this is going to be, I think, your second to last page. I've also created written job aids that are both the demos written out word for word with sort of picture screen captures of what it looks like, and also any job aids that were for how to use stars, any of the other sort of basic tasks. And then the MIPPAGPT links, you can go to it from that QR code or from the short link, and the public account credentials are going to be at the bottom of that page. It's also going to be listed at the top of adrcla.org, so if you forget and you don't have this anywhere, it will be at the top of their link through that you can just click on it. If you have any issues along the way of it isn't doing something that you wanted to do, or it's not giving you an answer, like, always just contact me. I'll help you work through it. It is in a lot of ways a lot smarter and more knowledgeable than I am. So the answers that it's going to give you are probably better than what I could just tell you based off of my knowledge. But I want y'all to be super comfortable with being able to go to it and know that you can put a question in and get like a really easy answer. Because I don't know how y'all manage just the breadth of questions and topic subject matters that y'all kind of have stored in your head is amazing to me. And I wanted to give y'all something that would take away from all the time you've got to spend sort of researching, looking for stuff, or doing like admin type things, so that y'all get back to doing what you do best, which is helping seniors. I've had several people ask me during the conference, because Social Security offices are closing and y'all are one of probably the most like trusted resources for seniors to go to find out Social Security information. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this, with Social Security. And I know a lot of the seniors are not going to be comfortable doing it, but I'm also going to have sort of a way for them to zoom in, because I know that they want to talk to a human. They want to come in and say, where's my income statement? Even if y'all tell them where to go to their account, how to sign in, how to find it, they're still going to come to y'all. It's just like my parents. I'll just wait till he comes out. I'm not dealing with that. Right.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping, and I've contacted the Social Security office to see that they have sort of a liaison partnership thing with entities in the community so that y'all would have access to their Social Security information without having to go through creating an account and all that, and waiting on her to get back to me. Because if that is the case, then and I'll push that out to y'all as soon as they let me know. But that is about the gist of it.
This is actually very, very, very awesome.
You're very welcome.
This is really like, oh yeah,
And look,
this is great.
anytime along the way, if you're like, this does not work for me, it doesn't matter what it is, call me, we will figure out a way around it. I am pretty much flexible to anything that makes it easier, faster, shorter for y'all to do what y'all do and get paid without having to spend a bunch of time telling me what you did and going through all that. So, yeah, and if you ever are confused on something and are stuck, it's probably easier just to call me and I'll help you work through it so that you don't have to go look for answers for something that, is system related, or your password's locked out, or, just all of the numerous tech related issues that y'all run into on a day-to-day basis. And especially with y'all already kind of being under it with the WellSky conversion, I don't want to give y'all like any other thing to overwhelm what y'all got to do, day to day.
And you'll email this to?
Yes,
MIPPA,
correct.
contacts?
Mm-hmm. Y'all will get the recording, this presentation, and then, like I said, the links in there for you to go and see, like the screen recorded, me demoing it. And yeah. So, that's kind of what we got for y'all. But I really appreciate y'all taking the time to come see me, because I know we've got so many other things that y'all want to sit in on. And yeah, and even if you're not a MIPPA provider, but you have a client calling in, which I would think a lot of them would refer those to the ADRCA, but it is available for y'all, and it is all tuned to Louisiana. So someone in Mississippi is not going to get the same answer from Mississippi, because I don't have any of their documents and any of their anything in there. But yeah, and if you ever read something you're like, I don't think that's right, email me. I'll figure it out. A lot of times it's going to give you the citation for anything that it says. You can click on it and go see what they're basing it on. But yeah, that is about it. Do y'all have any other questions? Well, I really appreciate y'all, and it's so good to see everybody. We don't get to see all y'all in one place very often. So thank y'all for coming and participating and all the work that y'all do. We really appreciate it. And the seniors appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you, Brian. Thank you for